What's up, guys? Mykell Matthew here with Full Clip Clippers Unleashed. I got my guy, very special guest with me because it's a big one tonight, man. We got the Lakers Clippers round 2 here inside of the Crypto.com arena. Veejay, what are you most excited about with this game, with the Clippers trying to get their get back tonight?
Well, listen, after 2 nights ago, the Lakers got the dub. There's nothing more exciting in this city than when you can pull the city together. Nothing in sports pulls the city together more than Clippers versus the Lakers. What I'm excited about most tonight, though, is the way this Lakers team has been playing. You and I were talking just off camera right now. The way this team has been playing has a surprise to everybody. No one thought this team would be where they are right now. And that's a kudos to JJ Redick, the head coach, who has figured out the rotations, figured out the egos, figured out the energy, ended up getting Luka Doncic in the middle of the night on a Saturday night. I was sitting at Red Lobster eating and looked at my phone like, what's going on? It's the energy is back. So that's what I'm excited to see is the energy. And on the other side, you got the Clippers not doing well lately, but just something feels like they're going to get a few guys back soon and hopefully still within the playoff push right now. So both teams fighting, one looking to be high, one looking to kind of stay in the middle right now.
And with the Lakers, you know, they winners of 5 straight games. Luka, LeBron, looks like they've been playing with each other for years. But like you said, they've been surprising because defensively, you know, in the last month or so, they've been one of the top 5 defensive teams. And who would have thought? Luka, LeBron, defense?
Playing defense.
You know, so to see them playing like that, scrappy the way they are. I know a lot of it is Dorian Finney-Smith, him being here now, Vando being healthy. Just on the defensive side, what have you seen from this Laker team that kind of has stood out to you, Veejay?
The backside of the defense for the Lakers has been playing astonishing lately. It's the backside help from Rui. It's the backside help from a guy like Austin Reed. It's the backside help from a guy like Jackson Hayes. They're coming from the backside where you're allowing LeBron and Luka to actually get up on people and defend. Knowing that your backside is covered is very important when you talk about defense. And then also, the Lakers have been rebounding. I want to see it a little better. They're 24th in the league right now. Want to see it a little better, but not getting the Williams trade done. People thought that the boards were going to be done. They thought the defense was going to be done. And all they've done has continued to shut teams down. They jump out the big leagues, hold teams down. Teams can't overcome insurmountable leads, and they've been able to get a lot of wins that way.
Just to give a big shout out, Jackson Hayes, Trey Jamison, the things that they've been doing with, you know, Light-Skinned Brothers is up 1 because of their play. And, you know, they're just surprising because you're losing AD. You weren't able to bring in Williams. That back end is going to be tough for them, but they're playing good ball. But let's get to the Clippers. They're struggling. They lost 4 of the last 5 games. They get Norman Powell back tonight, which is their leading scorer. He's somebody that just kind of gives them balance because with James, it leaves him in a tough spot when he has to do so much. But when you got a guy who can score on all 3 levels, Norman Powell back is huge. What do you hope to see from Norman Powell tonight and just this offense because it's kind of been a struggle so far?
Energy. I need energy from Norman Powell tonight. Fresh energy, fresh legs. You've been out, you're back now. As you just heard my esteemed colleague here tell you, James Harden has to shoulder a lot. If you remember, you and I were doing Clipper games last year. We asked Harden that once, is it a lot to shoulder the load here? Him and PG were shouldering a lot of the load. You're going to have what I call the must-have. Shaq calls them the others. I call them the must-haves because you must have those type of guys to just not win NBA championships, just not compete for NBA championships, to just win night to night in the National Basketball Association. You got to have the must-have. Norman Powell tonight, though, has to be a little more than a must-have. I just need some energy, Norman, and help your running mates out.
And we're always going to have our eyes on Kawhi Leonard because everybody's hope, especially with Clipper Nation, is will we get anything close to the old Kawhi Leonard? Because if he can be that with a healthy Norman Powell, with James Harden, it makes the Clippers that much of a tougher scene. But we're going to see. So, Veejay, before we get out of here, who is that player, Clipper side, Lakers side, that's going to stand out tonight to help their team pick up a victory?
Jackson Hayes.
Okay.
I want Jackson Hayes to get a T-shirt that says, all I do is catch slobs and score from LeBron and Luka. That thing will sell on Amazon. Jackson Hayes, big game tonight, I think. Give him a double-double tonight.
Hey, I see Dalton Connect with guys out, you know, with no Austin, with no Rui. He's going to get a chance. He had 8 points in the win on Friday night. When he's knocking down shots, his motor is going. He plays a little better defense, and then he gets out and he gets buckets. So I think Dalton is going to help because LeBron's going to be LeBron, Luka's going to be Luka, James is going to play well, Norm is going to bounce back. It is going to be a crazy game, man. Thanks a lot to my guy Veejay joining me here. Hey, Full Clip Clippers Unleashed. Laker Nation is going to be lit. I'm excited for it, as you can tell, and I can't wait. We see you guys after the game.
JJ, how did you take the feedback from Austin's exam and everything, and how do you feel about what that says about him moving forward?
I felt like it was good news in that there wasn't anything structural or any muscle injury. So we'll manage him like we would any other player, and when he's ready to go, he'll be back.
Goodwin, of course, had been playing so well off the bench. He had the ankle injury. Do you know kind of the extent of that, and how concerned are you about it?
It's a grade 1.
And what does that mean exactly?
There's 3 grades. Grade 3 is bad.
Right.
So grade 1 would be the best version of an ankle sprain. It's like the best version of a bad thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you just saw the Clippers, right? I think they have a couple. Powell could be back. Jones Jr. could be out. But anything from the last game that is most important going into this game?
Yeah, we can clean up a lot of stuff, and it's not anything that is drastic. We should be able to handle it in the pregame film. But a few things for us to clean up defensively and continue to emphasize, and then offensively for us, I really just think it comes down to our spacing and what we're trying to get when we get the switches and when we get the empty corner ISOs. Just got to clean that up.
JJ, LeBron's 18 points away from scoring 50,000 points between.
Oh, you know what?
Can I get my question out?
Well, I meant to start this with saying I know one of you is going to ask me about the 18,000 or the 18 points to 50,000. Can we wait till he does it?
No,
because you're going to ask me after the game.
I'm not
too,
asking about the accomplishment. I'm not asking about the. You could allow me to ask my question. So, someone who lives the game, is there a NBA statistical accomplishment, whether it be Wilt's 100, Lakers winning 33 in a row, Warriors 73, Bill Russell's 11, et cetera, that you think stands out among all of them?
Wow, it's a great question. It's a great question. I would say the Wilt game, for an individual sort of singular performance, probably stands out the most. And then I don't think anybody is touching 11 rings. I mean, that's not going to happen again. Yep.
What about 8 main twos and 3-point contest?
That one, I could see someone breaking my record on that one. They miss most of their shots at the first 3 spots, and then they're like, I'm going to go for Redick's record. Just all middies.
JJ, 2 for you. First, the offense has largely gone through LeBron, Luka, Austin, and Rui. Not having 2 of those top 4, how do you anticipate the rest of the group kind of, picking up the slack offensively?
Yeah, you certainly are going to play through those 2 guys today. Your hope is that with the right spacing, we can generate some good threes, and guys like Gabe and Doe and Dalton can make threes. But I think another thing that we're going to emphasize for the second straight night is just our effort offense. And I know I mentioned Greg St. Jean's slide from Friday night. That bench group had whatever it was, 9 steals. They had 6 offensive rebounds. Like they did generate offense through just being banshees. So going to need that again tonight.
And then we saw last night you were at the USC-UCLA game with your family and the Wooden Award. What was that experience like?
No, it was awesome. I mean, it's such a cool experience to go to a high-level college basketball game. And I had actually never been in Pauley Pavilion before and have wanted to go to a game all season. Just schedule hadn't allowed it. And, we were at a hotel right near there for 6 weeks and drove by on a number of game days when I was either coming here or coming back from here. There was one game recently that that was like an off day and people were turning in to go to the game, and I was like, crap, I should have looked at the schedule. I actually could have gone today. So my youngest son has a classmate whose dad works for UCLA. So I saw him at school this past week and was like, really want to come to the game Saturday. So he hooked us up, and just really impressed, with both teams. And Juju Watkins is one of one. Like she's incredible. All first time seeing her play in person, but obviously I've watched her before. But she lived up to the hype.
JJ, to take you back a little bit, I think it was in Philadelphia. Like Bronny had been playing really well in the G League, and you guys went to him in a game, didn't go great, and then he went back down to the G League. He's been playing really well again. Is that just like, what are the ebbs and flows like when you're a rookie and you might get a shot and then not get another one for a month, and then I guess more broadly, how have you made of his sort of progress, what you've heard from Zach and stuff like that, and from the South Bay people?
I think he's had a really productive rookie season. He's gotten a lot better. We can see that. I think you're the first time you go through that as a rookie. Sometimes you have to go through it for 3 or 4 years as well, but it's different to not play every night, and particularly for a second round pick. Very common for them to sort of go back and forth between the NBA roster and the G League and go on assignment. For our two-way guys, even some of our vets that have been in and out of the rotation, like we've had a lot of guys that have had to stay ready, and I think overall the group has been very professional with that.
During the stretch of 21 games where you guys have had the top defensive rating, you guys have also been top 10 in transition defense. After that was a struggle early in the season. What does it say about the group that they're able to flip that switch or flip the script on that in the way that they did? Or way that they have, rather.
Yeah, I think we all recognize just the necessity of cleaning that up. I think there's. I was talking with Max earlier. I think there's 5 teams in the NBA that are top 10 in half-court offense and half-court defense, PPP, and even early we're one of them. And even early in the year, we were pretty good after makes. We were pretty good in the half-court defensively. Like that was our weak point. So I think just the guys knew it. We worked on it. We talked about it. It's the first thing that starts every defensive edit is our transition defense, and credit to the guys for being better there.
Hey JJ, when you've been talking about how LeBron's been playing at a high level defensively, to what extent has that been correlated with having a relatively less burdened offensive role with Luka versus other factors that play into that?
Yeah, I think it started before we traded for Luka, and in that stretch where we didn't have AD or Luka, he was doing it. He's in insane shape. He takes care of himself, and he's able to push himself. He knows what pushing a boundary is, and he can push himself to a boundary, ask for a sub, get back in there a few minutes later, push himself to a boundary again. So I think the effort exerted, on both sides of the ball has been there all season.
JJ, how do you evaluate the possession battle? Like, what numbers do you use? How do you communicate that with your staff and with your team?
You can just look at scoring opportunities, I think, is the easiest one. I think the effort offense, part of that is the crashing, our gang rebounding, keeping them off the offensive glass, and then trying to limit turnovers, which, at times has been really good. I know for most of the season we were one of the better teams in the league at that. I haven't looked at it recently, but we've had some high turnover games, and those are probably the games that scare you the most. Going back to Kobe's question about transition defense, live ball turnovers are the kryptonite to your transition defense, and it was the other night against the Clippers. So I think the good offense helps the good defense, and that helps you win the possession battle, the scoring opportunity battle.
Vincent started the second half for Reeves. Would that be the way to go to start the game today?
Sure.
Cool. And then who do you script out, like who's going to get maybe the minutes that Gabe would have played off the bench and somebody that hasn't played in a little while, or is it ever a feel of how the game's going?
No, we have a matrix for every game. And we have a backup matrix, and then we have a scenario matrix. It's built out, and then you feel it out in game. But you're prepared for all the scenarios every game.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
What's up, guys? Mykell Matthew here with my guy Veejay. We just watched the Lakers knock off the Los Angeles Clippers 108-102, winning the season series 3-1. Luka Doncic, Luka Magic, it is for real, LA, and we need to get used to it because the guy was amazing tonight. 29 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. We got to start there, man.
Yes.
Luka. What's your thoughts on what you saw from Luka tonight?
Tremendous, man. It's almost remind me when Mariano Rivera was spanking on the Red Sox and Pedro Martinez said, just call the Yankees my daddy. I think the Clippers need to call Luka their daddy because not only did they do it to him Friday night with some clinching buckets down the stretch to finish with 31, does it again tonight in the clutch. Also started really hot tonight. At one point, the 7-minute mark, Luka was on fire. He was 7 of 12 from the field. He was a plus 21 in his plus minus with 6 assists and 4 rebounds, which means he is just getting everybody involved. I hate to say this, dare I say, this is slowly turning maybe into his offense, not his team just yet. I don't want people mad at me.
It's for sure his offense.
It's definitely his offense, man. Great energy from Luka tonight. But when he hit the second three, to look at the bench the way he did,
he
and stare down the Clippers bench, you can see that Luka energy is back. That was kind of up and down when he first gets here. You get traded in the middle of the night. It was a trade that shocked anybody, but I think Luka's to the point now where he is starting to settle in. It's not just the franchise, as I said the other night. It's the city, too. This is a big-time city, and you got to be ready to step out on this floor with all the celebrities in the house like it was the night and perform. And I thought that's what he did, getting everybody involved. And then the 3-ball was back. Luka was on fire tonight. He led the charge.
Luka did his thing, but you win 6 straight games like the Lakers have done so far because other guys step up and make plays. You know, LeBron did what he does tonight, making things happen. But it was Dalton Connect, who I said before the game, I kind of felt it. Like, he's a guy still trying to prove something. A rookie that was traded, you know, at the trade deadline. It was rescinded. Now he's back. You get Rui out. You get Jordan Goodwin out, Austin Reeves, and he's like, I need to step up, and he did it tonight. 19 points, 5 of 8 from 3. Veejay, what was your thoughts on his performance?
He looked like the Dalton Connect of about a month and a half ago. And look, when you get traded, there's all types of feelings, there's all type of emotions, but at some point as a professional National Basketball Association player, you got to lock back in and just do what you're paid to do. You want to be a Laker or you want to be a Hornet? I think you might want to be a Laker, and he's still here being a Laker, but tonight he looked like the Dalton Connect of old, man. Wide open threes, back-to-back threes at one point, right over my right-hand shoulder here, bottom of the net, crowd exploded. I will also say this too, the energy of the crowd tonight for a guy like Dalton Connect can also help, because I haven't felt energy like this since Kobe was here. And I know there's been a LeBron and AD days, but this is a different team. It's a different vibe. It's a different energy. And Dalton Connect is very much part of that. Congratulations to that young man for getting back on track, because your team needs you. He's one of those must-haves I talked about in the pregame. He's not another. Dalton Connect is a must-have. They must-have to have him tonight, and they did.
He's a true plus and positive, especially with him knocking down shots. You got LeBron. You got Luka. They're going to bring so many faces and bodies to them that if you're open, you have to knock it down. He did it tonight. So now let's go to the other team in LA. The Lakers have won 6 straight. The Clippers have lost 5 of 6. They're struggling 32-28 now after tonight's defeat. We're going to start with a guy we were talking about before we got on camera here, James Harden, man, because with Norman Powell, he returned today, but only played 9 minutes, left the game with a right hamstring soreness. You need more from James Harden. Kawhi played well, 33 points, but not much from James Harden. What can James Harden do to kind of get things back going? Because this Clipper team needs him.
That's a question, Mykell, honestly, I just don't have the answer to. Because it's kind of been long enough.
right?
Coach said it's fatigue.
And I get that, and I love Ty Lue, and I respect Coach Lue so much.
Yeah.
But I still have to look at just the tape and put the film on. I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the semantics. I don't care about the analytics or the flip, flam, and fluff. I'm going to put the tape on, and there's just something that is missing with his game right now. He looks really lethargic. Not that he's tired.
Yeah.
It's just that he might not be in it, as you mentioned. They're 32-28. They're still in the playoff hunt. But do you have a sense that they're a real championship contender? And I think when you're in year 16, 17, you start to know those things, man. And we just need more from him. Kawhi went off tonight, even though his plus minus was under, but he almost had a triple-double, 30 and 10 and 6 assists tonight. It was a great game from Kawhi. If Harden just plays a little better and shoots a little better, too, his shot looks a little off right now, too. So I'll be honest with you, man. I could come up with a bunch of answers, but to be honest with you, I just don't have one solid one. But it is concerning moving forward for the Clippers.
Harden looks like, you know when you grab the Minute Maid cartridge and you shake it up, there's nothing inside. There's no juice left. Let it go. And that's what it's kind of looking like for James Harden, and it's been really tough. So the last game, on Friday night, the Lakers struggled. Zubac, 27, 16 rebounds.
Killing them in the paint.
Tonight, only 12 and 10. What did you see from Zubac, and what did the Lakers do to kind of take him away?
I think what the Lakers did is they play with a lot of energy, and they got a nice little home stand going right now where they're able to get the home crowd behind them. But I tell you, as I said in the pregame, Coach J.J. Redick has done a hell of a job this year, working the egos, working the rotations, and just getting everybody to understand what their job is for this team. And it's just do your job. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do what LeBron or what Luka does. Just do your job. Get on the board. Really great rebounding for the Lakers tonight. One of my keys in the game. Lakers came into tonight 24th in the league in rebounding. The Clippers were 17th. There was one of my keys in tonight's game. Guess who won the rebound battle tonight? The Los Angeles Lakers, 41-39. There's the game right there.
Yeah, and shout out to the Lakers. They came in with a plan. They wanted to take away Zoo. They did exactly that. And they helped them pick up a big win. That's 6 straight victories for the Lakers, where the Clippers continue to struggle. Let's see if they can get out of something. They're coming back home to Intuit Wednesday night. They got a matchup with the Pistons, which is one of those games you maybe can get a little get back to get some energy going.
Pistons.
But it was a good one tonight for the Laker fans, Laker Nation. Stand up, but tough one for the Clippers. For myself, Mykell, Matthew, my guy Veejay, we catch you guys next time.
Go ahead, Dave. Get it out of the way.
I'm not asking about it again. I'll tell you that much.
JJ, I was just going to ask you about the game on top of the winning streak and again kind of holding an opponent to that pretty consistently low scoring total relative to kind of current NBA. What has been consistent here that you saw again tonight?
We just play hard, we compete. Tonight wasn't perfect with some of the execution stuff, but we more than made up for it with our effort at times. And frankly, I really liked what we did, in the half court when our defense was set. The turnovers once again hurt us. Scored 20 points off our turnovers. I think it wasn't a play that was more emblematic of our effort than when it was 93-88. I think there's 7-something to go. LeBron misses a 22-foot two-pointer. Vando gets the rebound. We get it back to LeBron. He misses a floater. Trey gets the rebound. We kick it back to LeBron. He misses the 3 from the corner. Vando gets the rebound. We end up getting it to Luka. Trey's over in the right corner. He pins in for LeBron. He hits that 3. I mean, that's, again, these opponents that we're playing, they're really good teams. They're fighting like we're fighting. These are playoff-like games just in terms of the physicality, the effort from both teams. And that play, I mean, I'm not sure they got closer than 5. I know it was, 5 right there at the end, but that was a massive play for us in a stretch where, look, we're having to play lineups just because of injuries. We're having to play lineups where we don't have a ton of shooting on the court, and teams are able to load up. They're reading everything. They're a top 5 defensive team. Like it's tough to score. So we talked again pregame about our effort offense, and that was a massive, massive play.
There are things I think you can't know about players until you have them as a teammate or something like that. And you had kind of mentioned the importance of these Luka blackouts in Denver. I think he made 2 threes and was like instantly yelling at the Clipper bench. Dunn got a little bit of it later. Seemed like everybody pretty much on the court got some of that energy from him. Spiritually, what do you think that did for your team tonight, his sort of fire and intensity?
Yeah, I think the way he started the game got us going on that end. And then it just seemed like throughout the game, when we needed a bucket, when we needed him to draw a second, third defender at times, he was able to make the right play, minus the 6 turnovers. But he played fantastic tonight. And again, it was that verve and that spirit of competition, but also just something that is, maybe it's an inner demon, I don't know, but it comes out, and it's fantastic for us when it does.
A clip circulated of you crediting Dalton Connect for being a professional after the win on Friday. Tonight seemed like more than.
Talk to the Lakers about what they're putting out. Need approval on some stuff.
Tonight seemed more than professional. I mean, kind of a starring effort for you. Have you been able to get a sense of where Dalton's been at after everything that went down last month, and how do you envision his role as the season plays out? Yeah,
there was a lot of discussion early on when he first got back, not playing the first game, didn't want to put him in a tough situation for him. We then talked on Tuesday. We then talked the day before the All-Star break again, and it was very much like before that second game against Utah leading into the break. It was very much just let's just play basketball, and you're going to play, and I'm going to coach, and we've moved on from that. So I think each day it just becomes again more normal. Certainly the last 2 games I think help. Every player, look, we've all been there. Like, we all have this sort of perpetual belief in our ability. Everybody's confidence can wane, and you need that confidence to be reinforced by playing well. And he's done that the last 2 games, and it's obviously offensively, but he's done some good things defensively as well.
You've mentioned you guys have won a lot of these games against top teams, just effort and executing defensively. Does that help provide optimism for what things will look like once you're able to get things just a little bit more flowing and going offensively and have that synergy there?
the nature of playing with Luka Doncic, and we knew this when we traded for him. And again, this is why you always have to be adaptable as a coach. The nature of playing with Luka Doncic is if you play drop coverage against him, you're going to die. So teams are going to red or they're going to blitz. We have to be better, and we're going to figure that out. It helps when you can play all shooting lineups. I'm not concerned about that.
Hey, JJ, when you look at this month's worth of games in March till the end of the regular season, where do you rank seeding compared to all the other things that you deem important?
I want to make the playoffs. I don't want to be in the play-in. That's all until that is secured, the seeding thought won't cross my mind. Yep.
Hey, Gabe, I know you always kind of play your game regardless of what the situation is, but stepping in for Austin, is there anything that you think about in particular when you're out there with that group?
Just trying to be ready to play, make a little more, I think. Just depending on how the game was going, if Bron and Luka are on the court at the same time, if I need to touch the paint and spray, stuff like that. But for the most part, it was the game with more minutes for me.
What have you seen from Dalton, not just tonight, but the last game and kind of getting going? Tonight, obviously, it's some key shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's been small things for me with Dalton that he's been improving on a lot. Whether it's talking on defense or the switches, I think he's improved immensely in the last 5 to 10 games in those. And it's great to see him get hot and get out there and get the rhythm shooting from 3 like we know he can. So it's great to see him have some growth. It's great to see him get rewarded with a good offensive game amidst the growth.
And then JJ was talking about the coverages the teams play against Luka and how they're rarely going to go into drop. How do you kind of feel like you guys are evolving when teams are either blitzing him or switching everything, and what are some keys?
Yeah, I mean, he creates a lot of problems. You know, I think Braun alone creates a lot of issues. You add Luka to the mix, and the way he can really shoot the ball and pick apart defenses. You know, we're kind of just reading, reacting. Teams are going to try to throw different things at him, whether it's a blitz or definitely not a drop. So we're just trying to stay ready to make our adjustments.
Does the nature of which you guys won these games against these top teams, a lot of it's been more on the defensive side, does that provide optimism for what it'll look like when you guys do have that synergy offensively rolling and everyone's, I guess, rolling in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, late in the year, you have to win some games in the mud, and I think we've had some games, some stretches here now to be able to test our grit, test our willingness to fight through a lot, and we've been doing that at a high level. So proud of the fight this group's been doing. We just need to keep it up.
Maybe fight is the answer, but Mike just mentioned the word evolving. Is there like a way you describe your guys' identity through this? I think you won 16 out of the last 19. What's the consistency, even as guys have been out of lineup, you had trades and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're playing very hard. We're playing unselfish, and I think everyone's kind of starting to understand their assignment. I think we all know what we're looking for when we step out there on the court. That simplicity brings clarity, and it allows us to go out there and just play hard. So it's been working so far. We just got to keep it rolling.
Gabe, have you ever been on the court as a Luka opponent when he's like kind of gone? JJ called it a blackout, where he like was just sort of screaming at everybody or somebody in particular. Have you ever been on the court for that as an opponent?
Probably, but I think as an opponent, I was so locked in on trying the next play that I wasn't watching him say whatever he says after he makes his fourth or fifth step back three from 40
What's it
feet,
like as a teammate to see him kind of like go to that place and like, I guess, when you've got a player playing with that kind of passion, what does that mean for your team?
I mean, we feed off of it. We feed off of it for sure. I mean, you got a guy in your corner that's going Super Saiyan, for lack of a better word, and making great plays, hitting shots. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It can give us a lot of life, and we've been creating a lot of energy on the defensive side, and when he gets hot offensively, we feel like we can't be stopped in that regard.
Hey, Gabe, I'm back here.
Yeah.
And I know you've been talking about the team defense a lot lately. It's now 7 straight games where you guys have allowed 102 points or less. So what can you say about the group effort on that end of the floor? That's almost unheard of, it feels like, in today's NBA to give up 102 points or less for 7 straight games.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. The coach has been coming up with great game plans, but we've been executing them, and guys have been flying around. There's times where we're putting a small, quote unquote, small lineup out there, and that makes us a little faster, but we have to work a little harder. We got to box down the boards, we got to crash, and Bron and Luka have been rebounding the ball at a high clip when we do go small. So it's been great for us, but like I said, we're just competing at a high level right now. We're playing together.
Hi, Gabe. First off, congratulations on being elected Vice President of the NBPA.
Thank you.
Can you talk about the resources that the NBPA bring to the players with revolving around like player development as well as some goals that you have?
Yeah, I mean, I think the NBPA has done a great job supplying a number of resources for current players and former players as well. So just trying to make sure that guys understand the resources that are available to them, to know what they have access to, what they don't have access to, and to kind of understand what they do want access to see if we can get our way and get our foot in the door in that regard. Some of the things I'll change, I'll probably save that for another day. I don't want to get fined on here. But this games continue to grow, and my whole thing is just want to leave the game in a better place. This just seems my best way to do it, or just another way I could do it. I'm just excited to have my mark on it.
Gabe, the transition defense was a huge talking point early in the season. You guys have been one of the better teams in that regard over the past 22 or so games. What does it say about the team that you guys are able to make that flip that switch the way you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, we've been trending the right way, and I think about the right time of the year to be doing so. And I wouldn't say we're playing our best basketball, but we're getting there. There's still some things we can clean up and get better on. And transition defense was atrocious at the beginning of the year, and I think that has helped us defensively to get back. And we get 5 people set. We're a pretty hard team to score on. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.